If you have all the resources for a potential business, but you don't have any customers or clients, would you invest in the business to start the business, or what would you do?
At the beginning, I hate spending money. I would much rather invest my time, my energy, my heart, my hustle. So if you got everything lined up to have a perfect business, great. Now you got to go start talking to potential clients. So either getting on the phone and calling people, talking to people, building your social channels, building your networking and partnerships. Like you need to start actually talking to customers, and it doesn't have to involve a lot of money. It could be your time, energy, hustle, heart, drive. Here's an example with TDS right now, Toronto Dent Salsa, right? The salsa business that I own. Alex is running it. And right now we have no salsa classes, right? We can't have our studio open with the pandemic, right? Salsa dancing is not a very friendly, it's very friendly. It's not friendly when there's a virus. You're dancing with strangers, right? Not a good business to own. So we're moving to an online class model. What does the model look like? How are we going to do advertising? Like ultimately, that's a model that scales with advertising, where Zan in Vegas could take a class. It doesn't only have to be Toronto people anymore when you go online. But what's the model going to be? What's the pitch going to be? What's the format of the class going to be? It's unknown until he starts actually doing it and talking to people. So ultimately, we need great ads and a great landing page and a great class experience for people. Ultimately. To start spending money on ads now would be a waste because we don't know what the position is going to be. We don't know what the reaction is going to be. We don't know how Alex needs to sell it well yet. So what is he doing? The goal is to send out 100 DMs a day on Instagram. He's video messaging people, letting them know about what we've got, to then try to hop on a call to give them a free class. One free online dance class. That's the goal. And it's a lot of grunt work. It's every day getting up and doing 100 more video DMs to people, and then 100 more video DMs to people. And once he figures out this is the messaging that people like, this is the messaging that resonates with them and with me, then you convert that into a better landing page. Then you start running ads and you blow up the whole thing. So for example, when we're working through the first draft of the page, we led with the headline of something around adventure. Just because life is slowed down right now doesn't mean you can't have another adventure.
Right.
That was the opening of the landing page. And after Alex had done a whole bunch of messages, I asked him, okay, you've talked to a whole bunch of people now. What are you talking about? Where does adventure fit in? And he's like, you know what? I don't even talk about it. I don't talk about it. Nobody brings it up. Like, okay, great. So let's not talk about adventure. Let's switch that out. Right? So what are people talking about? They're talking about, and this is Alex's feedback from actually talking to customers or potential customers, right? Well, they're talking about they feel they have no freedom. They feel like they can't have fun. They feel like they're not smiling anymore. They feel no human connection. It's like, okay, great. All of that feedback that they're giving you is what we need to turn into the conversation. So now when you're pitching new people, you're talking about smiling. You're talking about human connection. You're talking about being free again. And just because you're at home doesn't mean that you can't, instead of have an adventure, it's have fun and meet people. And as that starts to work better, then we can turn those into advertisements. And that's where the whole thing blows up. The business doesn't depend on Alex for the rest of his life sending out 100 video DMs. It needs to scale, but it can't scale yet. It can't scale. Oops, I'm going to die. It can't scale until we know what the messaging is going to be. And we don't know what the messaging is yet until Alex does the work to talk to enough people. So that's what I would do in your situation. You might have all the money in the world if you have all the money in the world, then you can afford to waste some. But you might have resources to run advertisement. If you start running ads now, you're probably going to waste a lot of money. You're going to have the wrong messaging, the wrong approach. You'll learn in the process, but you're going to waste a lot of money doing it. The best thing you can do is get as close to your customers as possible. Talk to them. Everybody who messages Alex, I say, Alex, get on the phone or Zoom and talk to them. Don't answer their questions on email. Never answer a question, not now. Once we know in the future, yes. But right now, what you need to do is talk to people on the phone or Zoom. That's your number one priority. because then you end up answering 8 questions, which informs you to make a better product, better landing page, better advertisements, and so on. So that would be my immediate homework for you. It's what we're doing, right? It's not just some theory. Like this is my strategy to save the business until we can have classes open again.
You know what? I thought about something when you mentioned about Alex, and if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, I think Alex one word was belonging.
Belong, yep.
Could he use that as leverage? Because when people come together, they feel like they belong. Could he also use that in his messaging? I know it's his one word, but that one word affects everybody.
Yeah, for sure. And listen, the people who will want to sign up for the classes, who will connect most of the messaging, will be the ones who want belonging too, for sure. Right. It's not that adventure is wrong. Adventure is still great. It's just wrong for Alex.
Right.
Because the goal is now we're building a business around Alex and his online classes, so they have to like the personality. So yeah, you're right. I mean, for sure, he's wearing his Belong T-shirt every time he's doing it. He's got the custom Belong T-shirt, and belonging is the underlying theme behind every class that we do in the whole business. So yeah, you're absolutely right.